Hello, and welcome to Edmonds College 9th Annual Veterans Day celebration. I am Matt Durkee, Army veteran and the Interim Director of Veterans Resource Center at Edmonds College.
And I'm Chris Zarek, retired U.S. Navy Seabee and Interim Executive Director of Facilities and Capital Projects at Edmonds College.
I thank each and every one of you for attending our virtual ceremony. I want to take a moment and thank you, our veterans community, for your service from all of us here at Edmonds College.
We encourage you to leave a comment or like on this video in the space provided. Even though students, staff, and faculty are returning to Edmonds College, we have elected to present this ceremony virtually, hopefully for the last time. We plan to welcome you back to the Black Box Theater in May for our Memorial Day ceremony.
This year, we will present you with some stories of how our community has served alongside and supported the military over the years. Today, I am honored to introduce our Edmonds College President, Dr. Amit B. Singh.
Welcome, and thank you for being here today to celebrate our 9th Annual Veterans Day ceremony. Today, we gather to acknowledge and show appreciation for those who serve in the U.S. military. We as a college and community understand that the freedom we enjoy to teach, learn, and live in peace is not free. We are committed to serving the veterans who bore that cost, those who watch over us today, and their family members by offering support programs and the opportunity for an exceptional education. I would like to thank our Veterans Resource Center staff, Matt Durkee and Brett Crawford, for their steadfast commitment to supporting our veterans in creative ways throughout the pandemic. Thank you.
Dr. Singh, we thank you for your kind words and support of the Veterans Resource Center at Edmonds College. The Veterans Resource Center is open for business and is located on the second floor of Linwood Hall in room 215. We regularly serve student veterans, active duty service members, and their families. Everyone is welcome at our doors.
For those unfamiliar with military culture, it is tradition to begin the ceremony by posting the colors, playing the national anthem, and saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise and embody your spirit where you are as Naval Station Everett Honor Guard posts the flag from 2018.
Forward, arms. Present, arms.
Now, Edmonds College Premier Jazz Choir Soundstation will sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Dr. Steve Woodard, Dean of Access and Completion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We would like to recognize a few special groups of people. First, we acknowledge that we occupy the land of the Sahope people, commonly known as the Snohomish tribe. We at Edmonds College are humbled to make a place of higher learning on your stolen homelands. We raise our hands to honor you as the past, the present, and future caretakers of this land and acknowledge your sovereignty in this place.
Next, we acknowledge everyone currently serving in the armed forces. These are the people who have taken an oath to defend what we all hold dear. There is no greater calling nor any possible higher sacrifice. Additionally, we would like to acknowledge those in service and demonstrating valor but wear a different uniform. Those on the front lines battling the pandemic we know as COVID-19, first responders, medical professionals, and many others, who often work hand in hand with our military to stem the tide of this pandemic, often at great personal risk.
We acknowledge anyone who is a veteran. This group has done their duty, giving those that serve today the foundation to keep our freedoms and the way of life safe and secure. Next, anyone who is a family member of a veteran or someone currently serving. These brave persons are the reason those in uniform do what we do. They watch us go and wait for us to come home, perhaps the hardest job of all.
Last and perhaps most importantly, we acknowledge those who have made the supreme sacrifice for our freedom and the family members they have left behind. They may be gone from us physically, but they will not be forgotten. We remember their courage and selflessness and are inspired by it in our daily lives, and especially today as we face and overcome our great challenges together.
If you ever attended a military veterans event at our Black Box Theater or in your local community, you may have noticed the small round table that is always set but never occupied. The prisoner of war, missing in action, the POW MIA table. The tradition of setting a separate table in honor of our prisoners of war and missing comrades has been in place since the end of the Vietnam War. The manner in which this table is decorated is full of special symbols to help us remember our brothers and sisters in arms. Next, we will show the Edmonds College drama class from 2018 performing a white table ceremony written and directed by Jen Matthews, Associate Professor of Drama.
The table before you is in a place of honor.
This table is our way of symbolizing that servicemen and women are missing from our midst. They are commonly called POWs or MIAs. They are unable to be with us today, and so this is how we remember them.
The table is small and will be set for one, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his or her oppressors. Remember.
The table itself is round to show that our concern for them is never ending.
The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when answering their call to duty.
Remember.
The single rose displayed in a vase reminds us of the life of each of the missing and their loved ones and friends who keep the faith awaiting answers. The vase is tied with a red ribbon, a symbol of our continued determination to account for our missing.
Remember.
The black napkin stands for the emptiness these warriors have left in the hearts of their families and friends.
Remember.
A slice of lemon reminds us of their bitter face, captured and missing in a foreign land.
Remember.
A pinch
of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families who long for answers after decades of uncertainty.
Remember.
The glass is inverted, reminding us they cannot share a drink with us today.
Remember.
A candle is lit, reminiscent of the light of hope which lives in our hearts to illuminate their way home.
Away from their captors to the open arms of a grateful nation.
Remember.
The empty chair, displayed an unknown face, represent no specific soldier, sailor, airman, or marines, but all who are here with us.
Remember.
Remember, all of you who served with them and called them comrades, who depended upon their might and aid, and relied upon them, for surely they have not forsaken you.
Remember.
Remember, until the day they come home.
Remember.
Remember.
This year, we are going to tell you some stories about our community's rich and shared history with the U.S. Armed Services. First, retired Air Force Chief Master Sergeant and Foundation Board member Steve Pennington will introduce us to a moving memorial to our veterans of the First World War that we first showed you at last year's ceremony that located at Evergreen's Washali Cemetery in North Seattle.
We are here today in the Veterans section of the vast Evergreen Washali Cemetery near the Doughboy statue, dedicated in 1932, commemorating the Allied victory in World War I and those who served in the War to End All Wars, as it was called at the time. As we are too well aware, it was not. As you walk among the markers and white marble headstones, you will see places we were called to serve in subsequent actions: Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, Panama, Somalia, Iraq, and until very recently, Afghanistan. Prominent among the names on the stones are two local soldiers, Robert Lisey and Louis Albanese. Bob Lisey was raised in Seattle, graduated from the University of Washington, and was commissioned as a lieutenant and served as an infantry platoon leader in Vietnam. On December 2nd, 1969, his platoon was attacked by a larger enemy force, and Lieutenant Lisey was wounded by a rocket-propelled grenade while shielding a soldier from the blast. Refusing medical treatment until all the wounded were treated, he led his platoon through the fight and finally succumbed to his wounds. Louis Albanese was born in Italy and came to this country as a young boy, with his family growing up in Seattle. He entered the Army soon after graduating from high school. As an infantryman in Vietnam in December 1966, his patrol was attacked by a well-entrenched enemy force. He took the initiative to attack the enemy single-handedly, broke up the attack before being wounded, allowing his comrades to rout the enemy force. He later succumbed to his wounds. Both Lieutenant Lisey and Private Albanese were awarded the Medal of Honor for their actions. It was not the last time the Albanese family was visited by tragedy. In 1968, Louis Albanese's cousin Luigi, an infantry sergeant, was killed in Vietnam. For his valor, he received the Bronze Star Medal and Purple Heart and was laid to rest not far from Evergreen Washali at Holyrood Cemetery in Shoreline. As you look across the field of perfectly aligned markers, every one marks the final resting place of one who served, whether they fell in battle, or lived a long and prosperous life, at their passing, they chose to be interred with their fellow brother and sister veterans.
Our local community's history is interwoven with the defense of our nation. In each of our surrounding cities, Seattle, Edmonds, Everett, Mill Creek, and Linwood, you will find monuments to those who served. We are humbled and honored to introduce Monica McNeil, a representative of the Gold Star Mothers, to share some exciting news about the monument in Linwood.
Hi, my name is Monica McNeil. I am the state president of the Washington State American Gold Star Mothers. I'm very honored today to represent our chapter here, and especially because it's Veterans Day, and I first want to thank all of you for your service. Another big announcement we have is we are doing a Gold Star Family Monument. This monument will be placed in Linwood, Washington at Veterans Plaza. This park will be redone and rededicated on November 11th, 2022. We are excited to place this monument for a couple reasons. One, this will be the first monument in the nation with Gold Star families that will honor Gold Star families and death by suicide of their children and loved one. And it also will honor our First Nation. We'll be honoring the Native American population for those that served our country and those that are Gold Star families.
In addition to honoring our veterans with the monument, the city of Linwood's history is even more closely aligned with our military than many people know. The land that is now Edmonds College once played a crucial role in our nation's defense. Here again to tell us about that part of our history is Steve Pennington.
Good morning. I'm Steve Pennington, an alumnus of Edmonds College and a member of the Edmonds College Foundation. I want to tell you a little bit about our campus. As a boy growing up nearby, I remember riding the bus to my elementary school and passing a large forested preserve surrounded by cyclone fence and topped with 3 strands of barbed wire. As a boy, I was intrigued as to what was going on behind that fence, and sometime later learned that it was a communication facility, part of the Alaska Communication System. The Alaska Communication System started out at the turn of the century as the Washington, Alaska Military Cable and Telegraph Service, and provided a vital information link between Alaska Territory and the continental United States. It was in service throughout World War II and provided a vital link for the war effort and during the Cold War. It served in this capacity through the 50s and 60s, and in the late 60s, the state of the art of the technology of communication eclipsed the need for this property, and it was declared surplus. Now the property is shared by the United States Postal Service, Snohomish County, the city of Linwood, and our beautiful campus.
The following slideshow has been a part of each celebration since we started. These pictures honor our active and our retired military service members who are currently part of Edmonds College community. The video was produced by Marine veteran Fernando Mortala, who works at the Office of Safety and Security.
Air Force.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. Attaboys, give it a gun.
Army.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence of its strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Coast Guard.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, high shall our purpose be. Semper Paratus is our guide, our fame, our glory too. To fight, to save, or fight and die, I Coast Guard, we are for you.
Navy.
Anchors aweigh, my boys, anchors aweigh. Farewell to college joys, we sail at break of day. Through our last night on shore, hail to the fall. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home.
Marines.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines.
We invite all of you, when you feel comfortable, to come and visit us at the World's Finest Veterans Resource Center on the second floor of Linwood Hall. Come meet some of our student veterans, enjoy a cup of real Navy coffee.
We hope you have learned something about how our community honors the brave men and women who are serving or have served on our country's behalf. These braves come from our Edmonds College community. They are the people at the store, at the gas station, and on the streets. The brave come from other countries, traditions, and backgrounds. And all of them exemplify the statement, one team, one fight. We want every person who ever served our country in the military to know how deeply we appreciate your service and sacrifice. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountain majesty. Above the fruited plain, America, America, God shed His grace on thee. Oh, and crown America. God